Does Sheppard Air work for the instrument written? Hey guys, what's up? My name is Chloe and I'm a private pilot, and last week I made a 97 on the instrument written. I used Sheppard Air, and as to the question of whether or not it works, I'm going to say yes, with the caveat that you have to work with Sheppard Air for it to work. Sheppard Air is not a magic elixir. But if you use it as prescribed, you have to use it as prescribed. You can't freestyle it. If you use it as prescribed, I don't think you can fail. Even if you know nothing about aviation, even if you have never seen the material in your entire life, if you use Sheppard Air as prescribed, I don't think you can fail. So before I talk about Sheppard Air, and if you're still making up your mind whether or not to use Sheppard Air, please listen to this entire video so that you kind of get an idea of what you're in for. But before I talk about that, I want to just say I used Glime for my instrument knowledge course, and that is how I got a broad overview of what all would be entailed in the course. Now, having used Glime for my private, I had an inkling that I was only getting a skeletal version of events. When I did my private, I had no experience in aviation. Obviously, I was getting my private. I didn't know anything about these written tests. I just had a feeling that I wasn't getting the full story. And because of that, I got some brush up programs. I did M0A's knowledge test boot camp. And also Sporty's private pilot app is excellent. You can just drill questions ad nauseum. I ended up getting a 97 on that one as well. But from that experience, I knew Glime would not be enough. So I told myself after I was done with the Glime instrument course, I would get some kind of app. And because everybody spoke so highly of Sheppard Air, I said, let me get it out of just pure curiosity. I need to get Sheppard Air. I need to know what is all the fuss about. So I went ahead and got Sheppard, and at first I'm using it willy-nilly. Sheppard Air has a very straightforward strategy that they ask you to read, and they tell you in the strategy you have to use it this way, and they give you a 5-step method of using I'll call it a program, the Sheppard Air program. They say use it this way, do not use it any other way, do not get creative. Of course, me, I'm like, oh, whatever. I was very defiant at first. I'm like, I'm just gonna use it however. And about a week before the test, I had this feeling that I was kind of cheating myself out of the Sheppard Air magic, because they were so emphatic. The app is so emphatic about using it exactly as prescribed. And they say, you will waste your time if you do not use it as prescribed. I had a feeling that I had an idea that I would feel best on the day I woke up for the test if I had done everything in my power to get the highest score possible. And that would mean to go by Sheppard Air's prescription. And that's what I want to get the highest score possible. Everybody wants to pass. I want to get 100. That's just how I feel about these tests. So about a week before the test, I started all over again from the ground up. And as I'm going through it, the first day, I start realizing, okay, I think I see what's going on here. I think if I use this as prescribed, I'm going to get 100. And this is what I believe is the Sheppard Air magic. I don't know what the Sheppard Air magic is, but I'm gonna tell you what I believe it is. So you see every single question currently as of November 15, 2024, there's around 1,120 questions in the bank, in the instrument knowledge test bank. You're gonna see every single question at a minimum 3 times if you use the app as the program as prescribed. The very first time you ever see the question, you are going to only see it with the correct answer. And then the other 2 times you're going to see it with the 2 wrong answers. And you're going to, choose you're gonna, drill, right? My idea is that because you first saw it, your primacy is conditioned to see that question with that correct answer. No matter what happens going forward, you will have an intuitive sense when you see that question with the wrong answers in there. You'll have an intuitive sense of what the correct answer is. The other thing, this is really subtle. I have to say this because I've been thinking this for weeks now. The other thing that I think is going on with Sheppard, okay, super subtle. I mentioned Sporties just a moment ago. With Sporties, as you're drilling questions, this is really subtle, but I think it's really important. You click the answer you think is the right answer, and then it tells you right or wrong, right? You actually click on the answer. Let's say it's C. Click on C, and then it's right or wrong. And then you get that like adrenaline rush when it's correct, right? And kind of like when it's wrong, you go, ugh, and you read why you got it wrong. With Sheppard, you do not click on C. You do not click on the answer you think it is. No. You click on the word answer. There's like a little panel of things to click on underneath the question with the answers. You click on the word answer, and it will eliminate the wrong answers and just leave the right answer. Because this is how the correct answer is revealed to you, you have to confess inside to yourself whether or not the right answer, what you thought was the right answer, was the right answer. In other words, there's no ego hit in Sheppard Air. There's an ego hit with any app like Sporties, where you click on C and it's C and oh yeah, I knew that, right? Sheppard Air, no, you don't get that same ego hit. It's much more internal than that. You click the word answer and you see, oh God, yeah, that's the right answer. And it's like, you kind of internalize it and you're like, all right, yeah. Or if you clicked on the word answer and you see that it was not correct, you have to like really take it in. You're like, wow, I really didn't know that. Like I have to read the explanation. And that's another thing. The explanations on Sheppard are very colloquial. Like Glime, by contrast, is super dry, super boring. It's almost as bad. It's just a hair better than the actual FAR AIM. It's just a hair better. But I feel like Glime is always provoking you to fall asleep. Sheppard is very colloquial. They're like, all right, bro, listen, this is why this is the right answer, and let's just check this figure out, man. And it's like this, and it's like that, and that's why it's, that's the missed approach point. And you're like, okay, I see you. Like, it's super, like conversational. And because it's written in that way, some of that stress of like having to read this dense material is kind of, that stress is reduced. You feel like they're talking right to you. You feel like it's comprehensive. And maybe if you don't understand it now, you could understand it later. It's very tangible. The material is presented in a very tangible way. So those are some of the reasons that I think Sheppard works. And then finally, now they only recommend you do this the third time you ever see the question. If you are finding a question challenging, you mark that question, and every question you mark will go into like a mark section, and then you just go over those mark questions like ad nauseum until like you're sick of them, and you reduce it down and down and down, hopefully to zero. By the time I went to the test, I had gone from 1,120 questions I had down. In my mark section, I just had 8. And I thought, all right, I could probably get those 8 right. Like, those were like the 8 worst ones that I would always get wrong no matter what. If it was, I was going to say raining, snowing, but it doesn't snow here. But like, no matter what time of day, no matter what mood I'm in, I'm always getting those 8 questions wrong. But yeah, I did very well. I'm definitely going to use it for my commercial. It's like a no-brainer. I have Obviously I still have it on my iPad. It's I think it's good for a year. I think you get to use it for a year. I'm going to reawaken the app, or the program rather, in a few days, because I want to take my CFII written really, like as soon as I can recoup some money for the IACRA, rather, is it called IACRA for the written? Anyway, as soon as I recoup a couple of funds for the test, I'm going to take it, because everybody's saying, my CFI is saying, like, it's the same exact test as the instrument. So just get your CFII written out of the way. And that's what I plan on doing. Guys, I am so glad this written is behind me. Like, if you are facing the written right now, you already know it's so stressful. Like, it's all you can think about for a while. I'm actually flying again on Tuesday. I'm doing a cross country, shooting some approaches, getting some hood time. I don't even remember, like, can I fly a plane? Like, you know when you're doing the written and you have cut everything else out of your life and you're like, what is this all for anyway? Oh yeah, I get to fly a plane. It's really cool. I'm really excited to go flying again. And yeah. So guys, let me know what you think of Sheppard Air. Has it worked for you? Okay, very good guys. I'll talk to you all later. Peace out. Bye.